Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 16. Our special guest for today is Zekiye. Zekiye, do you want to introduce yourself?
For sure. Hi, Mutassim. So my name is Zekiye, and I'm from Turkey, and I moved to Canada around 6 years ago. So my background is electrical electronic engineering, and I completed my PhD back in Turkey. And yeah, that's all me, but you can ask more questions.
Yep, awesome. So let's start from the very beginning.
Mhm.
What high school did you go to, and what extracurriculars and volunteer activities did you have in high school, which inspired you to study electrical engineering and basically choose the program you did study at university?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that's a little bit back in the day for me. So I went to an Anatolian high school, which is our education is a little bit different than here. So we have special exam when we completed elementary school. When we are grade 5, we are taking an exam. It's done in like a national exam for all the students are joining. So like with your ranking, so you can choose a high school, which is connected with the middle school. I can say secondary school, and you can choose which school you want to go based on your score on that exam. So I made a kind of good score on that time, and that school was the highest score in my hometown. And I went that school, which is you can choose your path after because you're just grade 5. You don't know you're going to be engineer or a medical school or in a law school. So that's why you're first joining the school, and after that you're choosing your path. Yeah.
Yep, awesome. And what's like one thing that inspired you most to choose the program you did at university?
Yeah. So when you are in high school, you can choose are you going more science or more in taking biology courses for medical school or for prepare you for the law school. So on that time, I was always get love to the math questions. I'm very into math and also science. So that's why I choose the path of the science on the high school. And after that, um my inspiration they came first in my country, being a woman engineer is hard, and I like the challenges more myself. So even though my family don't wanted me to an engineer, I choose the path to be an engineer because I told this is going to also inspire the other, the girls like me. So the first my encourage start from there. And the second is we are also taking some extracurricular activities, we are going some uh, courses, taking courses than the high school. And my math teacher is really inspired me because he was great a teaching math, and I say okay, I love math. So this is also very related, the engineering school are related to math. And I also liked doing some experiments, so robotics. So that's why I want to choose the electronic engineer at the first place.
Awesome. And when you started university, like moving from small class sizes to large class sizes at university, what are
Mhm.
some challenges you faced and how did you overcome the increase in the students in every class? How did you manage new connections? Yeah, basically, and also interacting with professors. And I'm sure like at high school, the environment is different than at university. So how did you
Definitely,
overcome those changes?
definitely. Actually, the first change come from I changed my city. So I was living with my family, and then I moved another state to study electrical engineer. I think for the students, it's come from the first challenge. It's changing the city and taking responsibilities, right? So no, no more your family is supporting you. So you're on your own, staying. I was staying in a dormitory, and it has own challenges, even the finding your own food, or you have some money that you need to be accomplishing in a month. All these things are first challenges. But on the environment of the school, as you said, is so much different the university from the high school, because the professors are just coming to you not really like they giving you some knowledge, but they are not like you have your own responsibility to work on. You have the choice to make some good grades to the like the low grades. And when you change the still lots of change in life, also like the affecting your emotionally. So the first thing like that, my challenge is actually we have a few girls in the classroom. So that was like a first challenge for me. And also we have like the morning and like night classes. So I haven't been there. So like the night classes is different because I was coming back to dormitory like 8 p.m. and I need to like wrap up my other works like for the preparing the next day. So, but overall, like that, I like the environment, like which is more have freedom than the high school. And I like the taking responsibility that makes me more like the feeling like an adult, right? So, and the first year is a little bit, I couldn't even remember all the details, but it was like so fast. But the second and third year, I just realized I am really becoming an engineer, especially like on my third year, I was like realizing like I need to choose a path because electrical engineering is so wide, right? So we can go to like an electric path, which is going to be you gonna work with the high power, or you can choose like the more low power, like telecommunication or robotics, renewable energy. So on the third year, I just realized I really like to like control theory. So, and then I choose that path, which is also like related to like the robotics or related to renewable energy, which was like my own purpose, like choosing the electrical engineering like at first.
Oh, fantastic. What are some placements which you did during university, and like what did you like about them?
Like places, you mean?
Yeah, yeah, placements or extracurriculars in engineering, like
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
through university.
Yeah, we have labs. I like it because in electric engineering, you need to practice too, right? It is not just a theory that you need to learn how to like build a circuit. And when you achieve something, it was like a big deal for you because like first you didn't realize like what is it will look like when you first the choice there. Then we have different labs. Some of them are high power, like you need to be really careful what you are doing. Some of them are with the low power, like you're doing something and the output is awesome, like the robotics, right? So you're trying to achieve something in the projects too. So that was like the things that I like, especially like in the labs. So, but if you're asking like what I was doing after like the course is done, so we were in the solar car project, so which was I was like second grade on that time. So there was like a small student group trying to make a solar car. And I was really inspired because I liked to like the renewable energy. And on that time, that was very far, like the renewable, like before, I can say it was like 2000, 2005. So nobody was realizing that like this renewable energy will be a thing in the future, but all the small group really inspired from if we can make a car that can go like without a fuel, right? Without a gas. So we started a project and it was like hard to find some pumps, for example. And I just realized that like you can start a project, but until if you don't have money, like really it's not going to be go somewhere. So we started to talk with the, businesses, try to take some support for us because we are planning to take a race, solar car race, and we need to make the car ready for that time. And with a very small budget, we achieved that. So that's also like I can proudly say like the solar car project for my extracurricular activities went great, and it also like to push me go through more in the like master's and PhD thesis.
Oh, awesome. And was that racing car adopted by any racing companies?
So yeah, there is a like the word solar car challenge. So all the like the universities were joining from all around the world. So the students are trying to do their own car. And like, that's a really like a big car and you are getting into a race with the other universities. That's like is something awesome. And, but you're really trying to do a like an electric car working with solar power. So like think about the Tesla right now, right? So it's a big challenge itself. And so we were a few students really don't have any knowledge about how to make a car. So we start from the scratch, went to the mechanics and work with them to like all the details about the car and get some support from the businesses. But really on that time, lots of the people were, making fun of us because really you will make a car like working with solar power. So they don't believe us. And we, when we ended up with the car, even the university was like, has doubts on us, like that, are they gonna achieve like they're making a car? But I think we won, 4 races on this, like the international races, national and international races. We got 4 awards, and it was a surprise for the university and for all the like our supporters. And that's something awesome on the time.
Oh yeah, that's great for sure. And after you graduated,
Mhm.
how was your path? Did you do any like did you work in Turkey in some companies, some engineering companies, or did you immediately go to Canada?
Hmm. So when I completed my undergrad, I like decided to first like work with the companies, but on that time, like again, a woman engineer is a thing, and like the most of the companies are even like posting their job description, they're looking for male. So that was so discouraging for like for someone like recently graduated, right? So you are fresh and you want to like to start a new job, but these are some some issues or some facts in my country on that time. And so I went to my prof, did my capstone together, and I said, okay, I'm looking for a job, but apparently, like most of the people are looking some male candidate. So, but I'm really like enjoying the work with you. So, is there any opportunities that you can like offer? And he told me that he has working like a national project. He got a fund, and asked me I would like to join him. I said, yeah, for sure, why not? I really like the doing my capstone project. So it was an energy project, just making more efficient, turning you know some 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 theoretical stuff. I don't want to bore with that. So I started that project, and this is like how I found it. So I like to get my salary from this fund, and I started working the university too, because it's the kind of related like the university funded project. So we completed the project in 2 years, and in 2 years I also completed my master's too. So I was doing my master's and also TAing, and also like the getting fund from the project. So working in this project. When I completed my like the master's, my prof like the really like the enjoys to work with me, and he offered me, do you want to like to go further like with a PhD? I said, yeah, I want it because I want to be a prof like in the university, because I was enjoying TAing and also like supporting the students, being in the university environment. It was fun. And so I started PhD just after graduating the master's degree. So it was like the completing master's in 2 years, and after I started the PhD for 4 years. So I was in Turkey on that time. I really like to want to go to Canada or US. Honestly, I really make some arrangements too, but it was really hard to find a support, financial support from the even government or from the other financial support companies. So I decided to complete my PhD in Turkey. Then maybe I can go to like Canada or US. After 1 year of the PhD, I realized I can do an exchange student in Ireland. So I went to Ireland for a year, like after my first year of PhD, and I completed my another year in Ireland in Tralee. There is a Institute of Technology University in Tralee. I completed my 1 year there. So like I exchanged at this 1 year, And it changed my life because I wasn't experiencing any abroad living before. And I just realized that was also very contributing of your, how can I say, your personal development when you like push yourself from out of your comfort zone, right? So because you're going a different country, you're trying to living there, also trying to study there with a limited fund, and you are achieving that, then it encourages you that, oh, you can go another country and live there. So that's my actual start of thinking I can live in another country other than my home country, right? Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So what are some aspects which you found different in your graduate schools, like your master and PhD, compared to your undergraduate?
Oh, it's it's a complete different journey, right? In undergrad, like all your passion is to try to pass your courses. But when you come to like your master's, there is another thesis that waiting for you that you're trying to achieve something different from the literature. So it needs to be something state of the art and you need to prove it, right? So it's a full different concept than just studying undergrad or doing some projects in the undergrad, because you're working as like a team in the undergrad most of on your project. But when you're in masters, you're mostly more alone with your prof and you need to make some progress and it needs to be done by yourself, right? So I think it's more personal responsibility taking than when you compare with the undergrad. This is the first difference. And PhD is completely different actually. In PhD, you are more mature and now you know like what you like to do. And in that time, you really need to prove it that is like something different. You're pushing the literature with a new finding. And in electric engineer, we also need to prove it with a real evidence. Like we need to make a device or make a circuit that's actually working with your new theory, right? So that's why it's completely different what we were doing in undergrad. I just realized that it's more and more challenging because, it is in undergrad, your path is clear. It's like the profs are giving you lecture, then expecting something from the content. But in the PhD, it's more like around you realize it's a big world that you're trying to finding something different and prove it that's something that you're offering is going to be contribute to literature.
Oh, awesome. And what are some things which you found different between your PhD in Turkey and your time as an exchange student?
So yeah, the first thing I realized is the environment. So in Turkey, we are, how I can say it this way, but in Turkey, profs are a little bit far away from us, right? We are really like we are knocking their door, like we are very nervous to talk with them. But in Ireland, like people are so relaxed. So it's just like, you're even like to call your prof with their names. So it was a weird for me because in Turkey, we are always called them profs, right? We never can call them with their names. That's the first difference for me. And, the titles are so important in our country. Like it's like, assistant prof or, like a prof, right? Like there's like levels, and these are really important. But in Ireland, like if you have PhD, you are with the same level with everyone. Like nobody cares that are you taking some ranks on you. So that environment I really like because you're more relaxed. You can clearly declare all your opinions, so you don't scare of like this someone discourage you that your thinking is not correct. So that's why I really find it open-minded. And this has also path me to go to another country, like the more freely I can speak, more freely like the I can do, and ranks are not important. So yeah, that's the main difference that I
Yeah,
found.
awesome. Yeah, that's very insightful. And what was your path after PhD?
What was my
Like, yeah, what did you do after you completed your PhD?
yeah, so when at first I completed, I like start my career the same university, but it wasn't really like it looks like I'm doing the same thing, like because PhD was like a really run. Then I just realize I just stop and what I'm gonna do next. So what's my next purpose, right? So most of the people are really in Turkey. It's the big achievement when you complete your PhD. Then you are done all your life. If you can get a position in a university, you are fully tenured and you don't need to worry about anything else. But for me, it is like, you just stop and how are you going to push yourself to it's more and more, right? So I realized that if I go like another country, it's going to be, a new career for me, and probably I'm going to push myself to do more things. So I was also like a married, and I have a kid too, and so I take the responsibility and said, okay, we should go to another country. And my husband was also like a recently graduated from PhD. We both like to uh, experiencing the same um, feelings. So he told me, yeah, we should go. And I started like to search for like the similar studies, what you had on the other pros. And so this process is a bit painful and like a long shot because you're sending an email, right? You don't know this profile will return to you, what's gonna happen next. So because you need to take a visa and there are lots of steps along the way. So I send like maybe I don't know, 50 emails to like the other pros, which is really like I have a connection with them. And it's not just a cold email. I need to write all the details and find out like what are the similarities studies, what I have done and what he is doing. So what I can contribute for his like the projects or like the papers. So this is something, time consuming. But I had the motivation and after like sending those emails, one of the profs returned me, yeah, like I really interested with your resume or like the CV, and I want to go further. It's my like I have a funding and I can, support you financially if you're deciding to come. I was also my sabbatical year at the university. Every 6 years, you can take a break and go to another university. University is allowing you to that. So I found this as an opportunity, not leaving my own career, and also like to try to can I leave that country? I'm gonna really enjoy. So I am like more like a safer path, not to leave everything behind and just to go for it. So that's how my journey starts. Like I first get an invitation from Ontario Tech University, which is located in Oshawa. And I had no idea like how the Oshawa look like or how the Canada. But the first challenge, like to taking a visa, like I need a work permit. So all this stuff, I need to work on it. And yeah, this is like how it started with my Canada journey.
Yep. And what are some challenges which you faced as an international professional in a new country?
So first challenge is coming to a new country, right? So you had no idea like how the things works. So it's so different than your own country. Even I lived in Ireland for a year. Ireland and Canada also very different. So the first thing, like, and in Ireland, I was a student. I don't have kids, so like now I moved with my family there. So I had another like responsibility, like with my kids too. And so the first challenge is to find even a space, right? So like to rent a space and that was, for example, winter time when I came here, it was December and it was cold. Like I need to find a car, get a driving license. All these things are new to me. So, and really we don't have any relatives here, like anybody we know. So like that was like a starting life from scratch. So first thing we rent an Airbnb, and along the way we like to look how we can get a driving license, how we can get a car. And it was like almost Christmas time. And the Christmas time is so different than my own country too. So and everywhere was closed, like the university is closed. So I said to my prof, okay, should I come to university? And he told me like it's Christmas time, just enjoy the holiday. I said, okay, I just came and I don't know what to do. So we rent a place and we settled until like this Christmas break. It was like a good timing actually. And so the first challenge, like my son needs to go to a daycare, to finding a daycare for him, and I need to go to university. And he doesn't speak English. My son doesn't speak English, so it was a challenge for him, like trying to prepare for the daycare and everything. It's more, you have different paths on your life. So it is different before you have kids and after you have kids, I can say. Even like you have a pro, if you have a family, it's a different path for you. So that's why that challenges also growth me, I can handle my family too and my career too. So my prof was really understandable person, so he supported me all the way. I was shifting my husband because my son they declined to go to the daycare. So we were shifting I was going to university 5 to 6 hours. He was going after me, and we were some working from home, some works. So I was working at nights. So it wasn't easy, I can say, but this is how you actually push yourself to your next step. So it really encouraged me, for example, to applying the other universities, to start a career at Ryerson. I can't imagine that it will came to that point when I start when I first came into Canada actually.
Yeah, for sure. And what's your typical, how does your typical day look like as a professor?
So I'm a lead instructor. So our courses are at starting after 6:30 p.m. actually. So this is I am teaching at Czech school, and Czech school is more like they have this mature students. So most of our students are working full time, also taking those courses. So our courses are mostly after 6:30 p.m. or in the weekends. So, and the first challenge for sure, the teaching after 6:30 p.m. or weekends. The second challenge is because I'm the lead instructor, I need to organize all the course shell and talking with the other pros and TAs, need to synchronize all the learning journey with all the students. I need to be sure that everything is going smoothly. And after COVID, everything goes remote. Before that, we were going to university, but after COVID, it went to remote. And that was a challenge because in 1 month, we need to take everything from in person to the virtual. So, and it was very stressful times for us because we weren't sure how it will go, how the students will respond, all this the virtual learning, because we had the labs too. So when we were in person, so there was computers people were working on because we were teaching different programming languages as well, and we had the lab sessions. So we were providing everything at university, and it was easy for students. But when you go to virtual, students needs to challenge with all this programming language by themselves, so they need to solve their problems. We weren't there in person, right? So these were the challenges first when we were trying to go from in person to the virtual. But right now, it's more settled, I can say. And my daily life is I'm responding my emails. So in Canada, what I learned is for everything is over the emails. So in my home country, we're just calling people and speaking, but here I need to send emails and main communication over the emails. So I need to send emails, some reminders, looking when the assignments will release, or the assignments are ready, I need to check them. So if the exam will be there, I need to prepare the exam. And we have a discussion board, I need to daily checking there, is there a question from the students, is there something they're wrong with the modules or anything else. So that's how my daily life looks like. And after 6:30 I'm teaching. So yeah.
Oh, awesome. What are some advices you would like to give to undergraduate students, to students, and to students who are interested in studying abroad?
So the first thing I can say, if you really like what you are doing, just be sure that you're selecting something, a path you will really want to do, right? Because what I'm seeing, I'm also teaching the undergrads, and also like the graduate students too. Some students are just choosing it to make a career, but this is not like a career after 10 years to working in the same like the same job. Maybe you will get bored. Be sure that this is something that you will like all your life. Because at Cheng School, what I'm facing is most of the people want a career change, because after a while they are really like the thinking, what I'm doing, this is really what I learn, like what I want to do all my life. So I know this is hard to realize in the age of 18 or 17 when you're like decide to select something, but you can also take a break, like. So I never had the chance to take a break after I graduated from high school. But maybe you can take a break and really like to think about what you will really enjoy to doing that, right? I'm reading a book as like it is a 52 job big project. I really like to enjoy to reading and encourage the students to read it. There is like a newly graduated student don't know what to do as a job, and he decided to every different job for every week. And it was like a different journey for him because he realized there are a lot of things in the world, right? So that's why like the be sure that you want what you are doing. The second thing is like if you want to like you really study abroad, like make it as soon as possible. I know it is like a really scary, it was scary for me, but if I had the knowledge right now, I never waited a minute. I just want to go because you can work part-time and find a support, TAing. There are lots of opportunities in those universities, especially in Canada, right? It's Canada is really seeking for international students, but the most of the students are really scaring, like if I went there, if I couldn't find any like the financial support, what I'm gonna do next. That was my main concern when I decided to move here. But in time, I learned that oh, there are lots of opportunities here. Just don't worry about it. If you really want to do, just go and try. So those don't like the let the people discourage you. Okay, so this is my main advice. And for graduating, like going for a master or PhD degree. So if you want to really do something special, more like making a specialty what you are doing, do a master or like the PhD. But really don't do that to get a rise in your job or try to push your salary up, because these are like, especially PhD is so challenging, right? It might be burnout to you if you're working in the industry, also trying to do a PhD at the both time. And most of my like students, like PhD students, I had the PhD students as well. They decided to just leave the PhD because they couldn't like carry these two things on their hands. So that's why be sure that you can carry on. Do not burn out yourself. Enjoy your life. So life is short. When you are a graduate student, it's like look like there's lots of neat things to achieve, but it's going to be like in time. So don't worry, just enjoy the process, enjoy your like the present time. Okay, so
Yeah, yeah, those are very valuable advices. Thank you for those. Thank you so much for being a guest speaker on my channel.
oh, thank you, Mrs. It was very like the enjoying to speak with you too.
Thank you.